It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello?
Bruce is trying something new tonight. This is just a casual video of him working in his toy shop and talking about what's on his mind. I hope he doesn't say anything stupid or takes his clothes off. Let's find out, shall we?
Hey guys, how are you tonight? I'm going to try something new tonight. I'm just going to work in my shop and talk, make a video of it. I'm going to edit it, take out the boring stuff. Just talk. You know, y'all know what I'm into if you watch my channel. Let's just talk about a few things while I do my job. I have a bunch of stuff I have to make tonight for some customers, and I just thought it might be an interesting idea to, I don't know, just have a frank talk. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't even know if I'm going to air this at this point. I'll give you a disclaimer, though. You're going to see me smoke cigarettes, and you're going to see me drink a beer. Because it's what I do this late at night. It's 12:30, and, yeah. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, stick around. If not, hey, that's cool. Catch my next video. It might be more interesting. No lessons tonight. I'm just going to work and talk about what I feel like talking about, I guess. Making toys tonight for a couple customers. For my eBay store, you know, Jenner Custom Toys. I always, you know, if you don't know about that, well, it is what it is. But I wanted to do a video tonight. I just got done doing a resin video, an instructional video. People seem to like those. So I made that tonight. I just posted it, but I still have a little more work to do. I'm working on a mask for a friend of mine. Actually, well, it's sitting right there. I guess, is it on camera? Oh, yeah, it's on camera. And, yeah, just farting around, as my dad would say. Right now, I'm pouring a mold of a monster for Star Wars for a customer. I sold a lot of these. I thought about making this a live stream, but last time I did a live stream, nobody bothered to watch. And nobody, like, watches a live stream after it's already been aired. And I don't blame them. I don't do it either. But, yeah, this is what I do late at night. I sit here and I make the toys. And I know it's ironic. I have this beard. Kind of look like Santa Claus. And I make toys. I'm very well of the irony of that. Funny thing is, though, and this is the first time I've talked about it, this year, I'm keeping the beard for a little while longer because I'm actually going to do, I'm going to be Santa Claus for some children at a daycare center and an autistic class and for some other kids, a couple gigs that I have. I'm looking forward to that. It was always on my bucket list. I played Santa Claus years ago when I was DJing. I used to be Santa Claus every year. Being Santa Claus in this area is hard because there's a couple guys around here that have been doing it for years, and they're really, really good at it. They're really good. I mean, they commit and everything. The one guy specifically, his name is Mark. He's local. He has the beard. His wife used to participate, but her health is starting to fail, from what I understand. So she hasn't been doing it for the past couple of years. But he has the homemade, authentic, like best Santa suit I've ever seen. I have a good Santa suit. It was an expensive Santa suit. I'll be wearing that this year. Just something I've always wanted to do. But like I said, it's kind of a bucket list thing for me. This whole beard thing was a bucket list thing for me because my whole life I've been a chef. And I really couldn't have a beard like this. Legally I can, or I could. But I never felt comfortable. It's I don't know, I'm cooking people's food. The last thing I want to do is get hair in somebody's food. But this week has been a year since I retired. And I still cook once in a while, like for the Legion or, you know, for friends and the events and things like that. Just part-time once in a while. Not even much to really talk about. But I always felt whenever I was in the chef career type thing, chefs shouldn't have beards like this. They shouldn't have facial hairs. You got to be sanitary. And I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. So I never had one. So yeah, when I retired, the first thing I did, it was last Halloween. And if you saw my other videos, you saw that I shaved myself completely, head, everything. I did Captain Spaulding, then that beard came off, and then I was Frankenstein. I commit to, I love Halloween. And, you know, Halloween's coming up next week, and I have a hell of a costume. I'd love to share it with you right now, but I can't. I could, but I'm not going to. I'll share it with you after I wear it the first time. So I'm looking forward to that. But, okay, long story short, I always wanted to grow a beard because I can. Some guys can't grow beards like this. Some guys just can't do it. I can. I'm German Irish right down the middle. I don't know why I can do it. And I've had to trim it, but now I'm just going to let it go so I can be Santa Claus for Christmas. I'll get through Halloween. Finding a costume for Halloween was really hard, though, with this beard and everything like that. I mean, because everybody's like, oh, well, you could just be Santa Claus. And I didn't want to be Santa Claus for Halloween. First of all, I think that's cheesy. There's other things I could do with the beard. Then I was going to be a garden gnome. Okay, be a garden gnome. No, because I felt I would feel ridiculous. It's just not good enough. Not good enough. What I ended up doing, though, well, then I was going to be a wizard. I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll be someone like Dumbledore. Just get a big wizard hat. So my wife and I, we went to the Halloween store, and they had wizard hats there. But I'm a big guy with a big German head. I put this wizard hat on. It looked like a little teeny clown hat. No. And I was just a little disappointed. Then I looked on a shelf and I saw these other hats. And I'm not going to tell you what kind of hats they were. But I picked one up. And I got they were different sizes, large, extra large, that kind of crap. I picked up the one that was extra large and I put it on. I'm like, all right, it fit, which is amazing because I have a big German head. See, I got a big head. In fact, this hat itself is like on the furthest thing with the Velcro will go. Anyway, I found the hat and I'm like, I know what I'm going to be. And it's something I've never done before. So I brought the hat home. I'm customizing my whole costume. And, well, you know what you'll see next week. That's not really what I want to talk about. This guy here is Clowny. I'm working on it for a friend of mine. He's almost done. It's a little wet. I don't want to touch it because it's wet paint. Kind of proud of that one, too. It's coming out really good. Really, really good. You're going to hear my furnace come on once in a while I'm talking to you tonight. I could try to edit it out, but if I have a thought, I'm going to keep talking. Like if you can hear in the background right now, it's kicking on. A little bit noisy because I'm in my basement. In fact, it's on right now, so I'm just going to take a little pause and come back to you. Okay, furnace is off. Back to business. I forgot where I was. Well, let's talk about my channel. Since you're on a channel, you might be wondering where I'm coming from. My channel is all over the place. I talk about what I feel like talking about. Sometimes it's Star Wars, sometimes it's resin casting, sometimes it's cooking, sometimes it's movies, sometimes it's just me being weird. That's what I'm doing tonight. Not really being weird, just talking about what's on my mind. I try not to be political at all. I can't stand being political. I have my views, but I don't think this is a place to deal with political views. At least I don't want it to be. I've said some things in the past, but nothing that hardcore. But I don't want to deal with political. When I do YouTube videos, I just want to have fun. That's why I don't have a Patreon. I don't ask for donations. I don't, I get a little bit of money from the views, and that's about it. And it's not that much. I've got like 3,000 views or 3,000 subscribers, and I still have the time to pay attention when people make comments and stuff. I answer them when they ask questions. I'd rather it be that way rather than have like 1 million followers and not be able to keep up with the comments. Because most of these people have like 1 million or thousands of subscribers. They don't pay attention to the comments. They don't pay attention to their channel. They crank a video out and they just expect to, get that money, and they don't care about their viewers. I care about my viewers. If you have a question or something constructive to say about any of the topics I like to talk about, I try to always answer the comments. I just think it's the right thing to do. Sometimes it gets a little busy, but I still do my best to do it. I just like doing it. I like making videos. I like to talk. I mean, I'm a weird guy, and the people that I know and my friends, they're not as weird as me. So I make the YouTube videos so I can get my weirdness out there. And I figure, I look at it this way. If you don't like my videos, well, you don't have to watch them. And that's okay. I'm not mad about that in any way, shape, or form. But there are a few people out there that enjoy my videos and they enjoy my weirdness because they're just as weird as I am. I know, it sounds weird, doesn't it? Well, have you met me? I'm a weird guy. And I'm proud of that. I quit trying to be somebody else. I want to be happy in life. And that's one of the reasons I do what I do. I would rather be happy. Like I said, I retired a year ago. I still make decent money doing what I love. I'm not rich. I'm not poor, but I'm not rich. As long as I make enough money to get by in life, pay my bills and have a little extra money to spend to take my wife out to dinner or whatever, I'm good. Now, the past 2 weeks have been really messed up for not for me, but for my kid. She had her car stolen about a week and a half ago. She had her car stolen. Now, my daughter is an artist, and what she does is she goes around downtown Pittsburgh and paints windows, murals, stuff like that, and she does her own art things too, and she's really good at it. I mean, she's way better artist than I am. She paints these windows, she paints these paintings, and like dog portraits, stuff like that, whatever she feels like painting. She's 30 years old, and she is very well established. In fact, they just did a big article in the newspaper about her recently. She's really good. Now, being an artist, it's a hard career. It's a very hard career, but she's managing to rock it. She got her car stolen a week and a half ago. The problem is she had that car loaded up to go to Latrobe to do a project. She had all her paints in it and all her tools. Everything was in that car. And apparently a couple idiots went up and down her street vandalizing cars, and they chose to steal her Ford Focus. Not a great car, but not a terrible car. It was an average working person's car. The problem is she didn't have liability, or she only had liability. She didn't have collision. It wasn't covered for being stolen, so she's out the car. Not so much the car. Honestly, the paints and stuff that were in that car were worth a lot more money than the car was. All gone. So it's probably in the river somewhere. They haven't found it. It's 2 weeks later. They haven't found it. I'm trying to help her out. And so I'm like, all right, you know what? When it happened, she had plans to go to Texas to go see my other daughter. I said, all right, go down to Texas, give it some time. Hopefully they'll find your car. And I was really hoping they'd find her car. They didn't find her car. So she's back now. But during those 2 weeks, her boyfriend wrecked his car. And they don't have a car right now. They live together. He's a nice guy. His name's Mark. Nice guy. He's like artist type too. So he wrecks his car. So now neither one of them have a car. I'm helping them out best I can. But I'm more mad about her tools being missing and her paints being missing than I am about the car. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but we're working on it. I told her, I said, maybe it's time to actually go do a GoFundMe. I mean, that's the thing about GoFundMes. I don't know how I feel about GoFundMes either. I've never run one. I've known people that have done it for worthy causes, but I've also known people that have done it just so they can take a vacation, and it was just a bullshit GoFundMe. I don't know. I mean, leave in the comments. Do you think that would be a good reason to do a GoFundMe so she can get back on her feet, at least get her supplies back? Because it pretty much is killing her right now because the holiday season's starting. Halloween's coming up. She was supposed to do windows. She's supposed to do windows for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. That's her livelihood. And I don't know how to handle this kind of stuff, so that's why I'm asking you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hey, anybody my age remember this guy?
Welcome to Altair 4, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence.
Robbie the Robot. That's customization I did. I did that for myself. He just kind of my little buddy sitting here on my desk. Just wonder if y'all remembered him. I need a beer. I'll be right back. And there goes the furnace again. Be right back. Well, this resin looks dry enough, so let's see what we got out of these molds. I'm gonna tear it apart. Like I said, this isn't an instructional video. It's just me working and talking. But right now, I gotta see what I got on these projects I'm working on. Oh, it's stuck to the paper. I hate when that happens. I might have to use a swear word. Do you ever make up your own swear words? I do that all the time. Oh, it's really stuck on there too. Must have had some spillage. There we go. I have been doing these resin crafts for, it's going on 10 years now. It's going on 10 years now. It started out as a hobby, but now it's pretty much, since I retired, it's what I do. I'm cool with it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you ever thought about getting into it. I do resin crafts. I paint myself, but not as good as my daughter does. Recently I got into latex. Obviously, I'm working on that mask. That's pretty interesting. It's just stuff to keep me occupied. Sell some of it, keep some of it, you know. I just find it interesting. What I'm working on right now is, if you're into Star Wars, it is a Dianoga monster for the Death Star playset that we had back in the 70s. I do a reproduction of that. I don't reproduce the actual original item. I use a different material because the original item was bendy. But it's a good replacement for a display or whatever. That way somebody can't buy one of my things and try to pass it off as the real deal, because people love to do that too, and I'm not okay with that. Neither are any of the real collectors, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You're going to see this if if you can see it. I don't even know if it's on camera right now. I'm so not used to having a camera over here. I figured different video, different camera angle. Well, it is kind of on. It is kind of on camera. So, yeah, it's coming out okay. It's coming out okay. Just have to be a little bit gentle. There we go. A little bit gentle there. Looks good so far. The hardest part of this mold is getting the head out, because of the way I designed the mold. I could have done this better. That little twisty, little turny, little gentle pull, and there it is. There it is. Oh, I can tell the mold's wearing out because I have all this flashing on it, but that'll come off easily. In fact, I can do that right now while I'm talking to you. Got to take it outside to Dremel the hard parts off, the vents. I got to Dremel the vents off, and using a Dremel tool on this, if you do it in the house, it definitely covers everything in this fine white dust. And it's horrible. In fact, I probably still have some on my shirt from doing some earlier. It gets everywhere, so the best way to do it is to take it outside. Well, that's raw, but it's there. I will trim that probably tomorrow. I don't feel like playing with power tools tonight. That would probably be a bad idea. This guy's not going to get taken out, so we are going to set him aside and see what else we can talk about. Now, like I said, I'm not wanting to put politics and stuff on this channel, but I'm very well aware of what's going on lately. This is going to be a hard year for an election. No matter what side you're on, it doesn't matter. I feel like when the election does happen, there's going to be a lot of people protesting. I don't want to say rioting, but I'll say it. On either side. It doesn't matter who wins. So no matter who wins, there's just going to be a lot of people screaming and shouting. And it is what it is. I have a friend. He's what you call it? He's all worried about the apocalypse. He's a prepper, a doomsday prepper. That's what he calls himself. So he's going out and he's buying all kinds of stuff. He has a whole room stocked up with dry goods and toilet paper, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, and he lives in my area. Now, in my area, no matter what happens, I live in a small town. I think the worst thing that could happen in this small town is maybe we lose electricity for a little bit. There's no danger of, like, God forbid what happened down in North Carolina happens up here in Pennsylvania, but where I'm at right now, it's not going to happen. We're not going to have a hurricane in Pennsylvania. Then again, they thought that about North Carolina, and look what happened. And God bless those people. I mean, pray for those people. Help them out if you can. But up here in Pennsylvania, where I'm at, I'm far enough away from Pittsburgh that if people go nuts in Pittsburgh, it's really not going to affect me. I'm kind of out in the boonies compared to Pittsburgh. But this guy lives in my town, and he's just so dead set. He thinks, I don't know what he thinks, but he's doomsday prepping. It's okay to be prepared for a power outage. You know, you buy some candles, a few dry goods. This dude has his whole basement full, stockpiled, like a nuclear bomb is going to go off next to his house or something. Now, with that said, if that would happen, all that crap's going to get fried anyway. Just my opinion. I don't really want to get too far into it. It was just on my mind. And in Pennsylvania as a whole, this year has just had so many mentions. Usually Pennsylvania, we keep to ourselves, you know. It's a good state. I've lived in Pennsylvania, and I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio for a little while because my dad worked for Kenner back in the 70s. So I lived in Cincinnati. I was born in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. We were in Cincinnati for a little while, and we came back to Pennsylvania. And those are the only two places I've actually lived. They're both good places, I guess. I don't have nothing bad to say about it. It's just, but where we live here it's a town called Irwin, Pennsylvania. Little tiny town. It used to be stuck in the 50s, and that was, you'd walk down the main street in Irwin, it was like total nostalgia from the 50s. I wasn't around for the 50s. I'm like, oh, come on, guys, I'm not that old. But it used to always, now it's kind of modernized. It's kind of lost that luster. I mean, that nostalgia is just going away. And that's okay, too. I mean, things have to evolve. But I don't think anything horrible is going to happen where I live. The worst thing that might happen is it's called Jacobs Creek. That might flood. I'm actually on the highest point of Irwin. I actually look down over a whole other town. I'm not worried about the flooding. I think the worst thing that could happen to me where I live is a power outage for a while. So plan for that. Flashlights, flashlight batteries, candles, you know, whatever you need. We have a grill outside if I have to cook on it. Gas, extra thing of propane. That's about all I need. Don't really need dry. Well, I have dry goods, pasta. Yeah, somebody the other day even gave me a big container of powdered eggs. I tried them. They were disgusting. I was thinking about doing a review on YouTube. If that's something you might want to see, leave that in the comments. If you're still listening to my rambling. Because that's all this video is about. It's just me rambling. Ooh, that shouldn't be there. Yeah. But, lately Pennsylvania. And I realize that Pennsylvania always gets mentioned during an election year. They say, oh, Pennsylvania is always usually a deciding vote. Are we? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to be as unbiased as possible. I don't see it. There's other states that are more important than Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is like, meh. I live here. I mean, it's not a horrible place. We have bad cities, but every state has bad cities. There's a couple cities I won't go to unless I'm using my concealed carry permit and carrying something. But my local area, I don't need to carry. It's good people. I don't know. That's what I have to say about Pennsylvania. What else are we going to talk about? I don't know. Still not used to having a camera over there. Usually the camera's right there. All right, so while I was taking a break, I noticed that this guy that I just made came out. It's really messed up. I can't use it. So it's garbage. Or as Star Wars people like to say, Banta Fudu. Yep, I got to remake it. I can't sell this to somebody, so it's junk. So with that said, I'm going to end the video. Hey, if you're just hanging out, just hearing what I had to say, I said at the beginning, no point to this video, just me talking a little bit. I'm glad you're here, though. And, I don't know, leave a comment, tell me I'm an idiot, whatever you want to do. Just relaxing tonight, just having some real talk. I'll catch you next time. Hopefully I'll have a better video. Maybe I'll do a movie review. I actually did watch a good movie tonight that I might talk about. It's one of those weird movies on Amazon that I thought was going to be terrible. It ended up being really good. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. You never know. You got to like and subscribe and turn the notifications on. I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Leave a comment if you liked what he is trying to do. That way he knows it was a good idea. Maybe next time he will wear pants. If you stayed until the end, leave a 0 as a comment just to see if people actually watch until the end. Thank you and good night.